Everyone. Wow, this is a shaky camera getting it set up this morning. There we go. There we go. All right. So I wanted to come on here this morning and use some Scrappy Tails dies and make some clean and simple mixed media cards. My craft room is a mess. Let me just clean up a little bit. All right. Now, I am going to be focusing on dies today, but I do also have a couple of stamp sets that I want to use as well. So I'm going to wait for a couple of y'all to jump on. And in the meantime, just kind of get things set up here. I did some preliminary die cutting, but we might have to do some die cutting on the spot as well. I'm going to be using a variety of products today. So I have these beautiful angel dies that I had cut out. I have some cutouts from the Slimline die set. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? Awesome. Well, good morning. Have you had your coffee? Is it cards before coffee or coffee before cards? I have to know. Oh my gosh, I so wish you could have been with me and Debbie J and Erin Reeds. It would have been even more fun if you were there too. Hey, Debbie J, I was just talking about you and how much fun it would have been if Elizabeth could have been with us that day. I mean, we had so much fun, but yeah, the more the merrier, right? So yeah, I just want to kind of jump into this. I'm going to try to make this 45 minutes. Let me set my timer. I have to have one. Oh, looky there. It's ready to go. All right. So I've got some pre-cut stuff. This was ink blended, but I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to be using a couple of things today. I have some greenery with bells. I have some pieces from the latest Slimline Spinner card die set. And so these are meant to be like the window. Okay, so let me just show you a piece. Like you assemble these and it makes this really awesome slimline spinner. I don't have one of those made yet, but I actually cut out a few of these pieces making some of those, and I was like, I'm gonna use those. So what I'm gonna do is play around and do a little mixed media on these. And what I want to come up with is like a clean and simple card. I wanted to make like a few for birthdays, and I had cut out, so this is the A7 cover plate with music notes. And so I've used that a few times. I'm absolutely loving it. And so I have all of these music notes from, they're all in metallic for the most part. And then I cut out my instruments in white and in this maroon color. So the idea here is that I'm going to play around and have these instruments on this panel, but I'm going to do mixed media on the panel itself. And I'm going to turn these into birthday cards. So that's the plan today. Oh, I know. I absolutely love, I love all the design team projects. And of course, everything that Sabrina makes is magical. And I've been seeing so many cool things with the ballet theater set. It's on my wish list. For sure. So much magic. Okay, so let's do a few different types of mixed media, shall we? I'm going to start with watercolor. And then I'm going to do maybe some either Neo colors, or we'll play with distress inks. Who knows? Who knows where we'll go? Now this is not watercolor paper. This is like the 100-pound accent opaque. There's the words. Words are hard, huh? All right. So let me just come up with some colors real quick. I want most of the color to be in this panel, and that's why I'm calling it a clean and simple design, because depending on how this turns out, I may just leave the instruments white, or I'll go ahead and cut them out of a colored cardstock or color them as well. So I want to know who's sending out Christmas cards this week. I know in the past I've always kind of sent mine out after Thanksgiving. So is anybody else on that same path? Are y'all sending out Christmas cards this week? I mean, I definitely have enough made that I think I can, but we're also trying to put up a tree, so we'll see. Okay, let me catch up to y'all later, to what y'all are talking about. Are you, Elizabeth, are you talking about, which nutcracker are you talking about? Are you talking about the one where you build the nutcracker? Sorry, stuff is falling everywhere. This guy? Talking about this guy, or are you talking about the stamp set? You can't really see it. The stamp set, maybe? There's so many cool things. Yeah, the builder is amazing. So this fits inside of the slimline spinner. There's also like a Christmas tree. There's a scene. There's a snowman. There's so many cool ones. This one is really neat though, with all the pieces and parts. Yeah, that we have, my kids always go see the Nutcracker with my mother and father-in-law every year. And so the Nutcracker is like super special around here. I was turning my head and looking back to see if I had my son's painting. Years ago, my son's 11, years ago, he really wanted a painting of a Nutcracker, so I sketched one out. And I mean, he was like 5 years old. And he totally painted it with acrylic paint in the most amazing way that it like gets hung up in the house. It's just so awesome. He did it on a wood panel board and I was just amazed. Amazed. All right, I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna grab another medium. I don't know how I'm feeling about that one. So let me grab something else. Yeah, we love the Nutcracker. My daughter was in ballet for years, and her troupe, the older girls, used to put on a performance for the younger girls at Christmas each year of the Nutcracker to like inspire them, and you know, it was just so sweet. And they'd serve like tea and cookies and all kinds of things. Oh, it's adorable. All right, let me change up my mixed media here a little bit. Let me grab this Distress Resist spray. This stuff was fun. I kind of wanted to get real funky with these, so let's see. Have y'all used this? For me, it's like liquid plastic is what I think of it. Oh, gotta wipe it off every time. I really like the effect that it gives. It's almost texturized too, but definitely whenever you spray it, that's it. Nothing's going to seep through that resist spray. It's pretty cool, but like it's definitely like liquid plastic. So careful where you spray it. Like it's fine on my glass mat, but like it's not like a water soluble, like a real friendly base. It could stick to a lot of things, and it kind of even gets a little bit texturized. It's thick. It's cool. So let's let that, it takes a minute to dry. So we're gonna let that one dry. Let's do something else. I just got, I don't know, I guess I should call it like my early Christmas gift. But I just got some Neocolor tubes, and I kind of want to play with them. I have been getting back into painting and drawing and all of those things, and as much as I love watercolor, I just kind of wanted to add these to the mix. And so I'm really excited. I used to do a ton of abstract art with like oil pastels, acrylic paint, and I was very mixed media. I'd use ink and all kinds of things and make big abstract art canvas paintings. And I'm just like feeling the itch to go back there, but I'm going with new supplies, like using gouache and these Neocolors. So I kind of want to play with them. They just came in last night. I haven't even done anything with them yet. I really like these three colors. I mean, they're kind of the same color as what I used with my watercolor. So we'll go that way. Now imagine these probably work a lot better on different types of paper, but we're going to see how it works on this one. Nothing like testing something out for the first time. Oh, I really like them. I like it because with oil pastels, you usually have lift. Like you usually have the product pieces, like shavings almost. And with this, it's just so smooth and it doesn't like flake off into shavings. I really like that. Hey, Susie, welcome. Okay, so just do that. Let's see. Are you talking to me, Susie, about a book I recommended? Or maybe someone else recommended a book? Did I do that? Okay, I went out a little more. I feel like this green went on smoother with less like scratches or markings from it being like a pencil. Let's see if I can smooth these others out. I think I'm gonna let these dry, I think, and add some other kinds of ink and stuff to it. All right, we're gonna let that dry. So that's what that one looks like. I don't know. I'm so partial to watercolor. I think I'm still loving the watercolor. Oh, I have one other fun thing to add to this. Hey, Gloria. Oh, someone gifted me. Yes, yes. Heather, my friend Heather had recommended a book. It's called A Prayer in the Night, and it's about the Compline prayer. And it is just very uplifting. And for me, like where I was at in my mindset at the time, it was just so perfect. This still is looking pretty wet to me. I definitely recommend it. Susie, it's a wonderful book. I had found my copy on Audible. I'm an Audible person. And so I know that it's there, but I'm sure you can, if you like to read, if you like to flip the pages, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the smell and feel of the book. But I can fit a lot more books in if I use Audible. All right, so these are acrylic inks. Let's see. I kind of wanted to use these in a different way. I wanted to see if I could play with these kind of like I would watercolor slash alcohol inks. Okay, so basically I want to see if I can, this is watercolor paper. If I can add some water here and then splash them around. I'm like, where's my water bottle? I left it at the park with Debbie. I've mostly unpacked them. I'm almost there. Well, I don't know what I did with it. It's not just jumping out at me here. And it's not back on my desk. Let me look. Pretty sure. Sorry, guys. I should have been I'm usually a little more prepared than this. Let's see. All right, fine. I can't find it. So we'll just do this. I'll drink a little. I need to drink my water. Oh, the sound is cracking. You know what that was? Likely. That was the brown craft paper that was laying on top of the bag. I was just rifling through looking for my water bottle. So if it's better now, oh, it's not driving me. And hey, and welcome. Good to see you. All right. All right. So this paper is good and wet now for sure. And I wanted it that way because, I don't know, I'm just playing. But I kind of wanted to see if these alcohol inks, this one looks like it kind of leaked and so I can't get it over. I want to see if they, dropping them on yes. This is what I wanted to test. I wanted to test on really wet paper if these would spread and kind of give me like an alcohol ink feel, but without having to use like Dupo paper. Oh, it's still crackling. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix that. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just checking my internet. My internet's good. Yeah. Just plug this in and see if this helps. Let's see. Let's test. I cannot get this thread open. Go figure. All right, well, fine. We'll just keep playing with what we got here. Okay, it definitely has to be wet. Like all that water I poured on the first time is necessary. Let's just play with this. I think we can get some fun results here. Oh boy, I could just see myself being like, yeah, I want some more ink now. I just got cranberries thinking I could mix them. Was my thought. Okay, I'm just adding a whole bunch of goopy water down there. Ooh, I like it. What do you think? Is this something? It's just an alternative to alcohol inks. And honestly, these would be a lot cheaper. They don't give the exact look, but it's just something different to play with. I've kind of been shopping art supplies lately, just to see how my techniques or ideas for my cards might change a bit. Like already, I have some fountain pens. So if I can get this thing dry, I want to go back in with my fountain pen and add some like sketchy lines and stuff to this. I think that would make it super cool. But it's so wet right now, so I'm gonna have to set this one to the side. How's the sound, you guys? Did plugging it in help at all? I hope it helps. Okay. I have a big old wet piece of paper here. Let me move that. All right. I have a few dry things I can work with now. The desk is slightly wet. All right. I don't have a mic plugged in. I'm just using my mic from my phone. That's what's so weird about it. I wonder. I'm going to mute my microphone and come back. Has that helped? Let's see if that'll help. Okay. Now I kind of want to play around here. I think for this pale color, I might have to end up coloring these music pieces. Let's see, we have a French horn. Okay. I want to get this at an eagle. Something like this. Let me see what, real quick. Oh, maybe these drumsticks would be stamped on the back. Oh, it sounds better. Yay. Woo. Note to self. Mute and unmute. I'm glad you guys told me because I don't know if you don't tell me. Okay. This background is not fully dry, which means my stamping won't go incredibly well on it. None of these are fully dry. This one's closer. I think for these bolder backgrounds, white ephemera pieces are actually going to be nice for like a clean and simple look. So let me measure this up and see what size card I want to make. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches long by 2.5 inches tall. Let's put it on a 5x7 for now. There we go. Hey, Linda, welcome. Yeah, Alessandra, I did plug it in, so hopefully that, I plugged it in and then I muted my mic and unmuted my mic, so hopefully that'll help. Yeah, like this is very simple, but I actually like it. And one thing that I've been liking doing behind something like this, I don't have a card here anymore, but I did a Harry Potter card where I also did some ink smudging behind the focal panel. And then I know that I want to put happy birthday on here. So let me work on that next. Y'all tell me. Do y'all vote to color the ephemera die cuts that I cut out, or should I leave them white? You guys let me know what you think. All right, so let me pick a color for ink smushing on the background. I actually kind of want to pick black. I just recently got black soot in the Distress ink. Black, blue. I'm looking for some contrast. You know what? It's just paper. If we don't like it, we'll change it. But I'm going to start with black. And I think I have this lighter weight sketch paper that's going to ripple and give me some bumps and grooves, but I'm okay with that. Oh, cool. Yeah. I loved them too, Gloria. My mother and father-in-law play in the orchestra. My husband grew up playing the violin. And I just knew with my family that these were dies that I would get so much use out of. And sure enough, I've already made quite a few cards using them. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that. I think this bottom edge just needs a little more rip to it. Trying not to lose too much of the size, but get the edge torn. All right, that's gonna have to work. There we go. Let's put this baby to use. I haven't used it yet. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna stamp it directly on my block. There's my water bottle. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. It was there the whole time. All right, gonna spritz. Lay something down so my card doesn't get completely soaked. Well, this is actually completely soaked. So here, we'll just do this. And I just kind of want to do this. All right. Then, once this dries, this is a very messy session. I'm going to put this here. And then look, I got this all messy. But I like the contrast that that adds. I'm not going to worry about the spots on it. I'll just add more, right? So let me make that happen. I'll flick some more spots on there. Make it look intentional. Hard part about flicking spots is making yourself stop. Okay, so yeah, I think this is gonna work. Thanks, Debbie. I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna let it dry, but this is essentially what we're going for here. And then there will be a happy birthday in the mix. I really like how grungy it is. I wanted something that could be, you know, for anyone, male or female. So I think we're good. I think we got our first card. I'm gonna let it dry. We'll assemble it, hopefully, if everything will just dry for me in the next 19 minutes. Let's check back in. Well, I got this piece pretty wet, but the resist spray is done. So I think for this one with the resist spray, let's do some ink blending. I'm going to kind of stick to the same color palette that I've been working with, which has been like green, blue, and yellow. Let's go deep on our colors, a little deeper. Do that. Yeah, oh, I mean, it's a blessing. I love having a musical family because I'm not musical. I mean, I love to dance but I don't play any instruments. I learned piano a bit when I was younger, but not enough to retain or know more than like a basic song here or there. And so it's nice to have musicians in the family. I'm going to get a little bit of color on here, and then I'm going to bring it up and show you guys what this resist spray is like. It's so funny because I never clean my brushes, really. And so it takes very little ink to usually ink up my brushes, but these new ones, it's like I got to get them trained. I got to get them all inky. All right, so this is the resist spray. Now, these two spots here is just wet paper, but it'll dry and it'll probably have that darkness, which I like, but this is what the resist spray does. It's really cool. I do like it a lot. Let me come in and wipe off with a dry part of the towel some of my blending, and then you can get this really bright white contrast here. So this is it up close, and I just really like that. Oh, thanks. Hi, Kristen. How are you? Yeah, I'm just playing, making some mixed media and clean and simple cards, trying out some different mediums and such. Having fun with dies this morning. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so this panel's not really doing it for me, you guys. It's just too pale. I'm not feeling it. So I am going to darken it up. I'm just going to go over it with some more ink blending. So one thing I was asking earlier is who is ready to send the Christmas cards out? Is anybody ready? Is anybody sending them this weekend? I used to always have a tradition of sending them after Thanksgiving. That was always my goal. So I'm wondering if anyone else. Hey, Sabrina. Yeah. Just here playing with awesome dies. I'm using the slimline cutouts today in a different kind of way to make some like mixed media panels for my cards. So just having lots of fun with your awesome products. Hey, Denise. Yeah, I see her. Okay, so let me check on that really cool ink background we made. I had to get it super wet to make the ink move. It's drying quite well. I love how the colors are all blending and working together so nicely. I'm really hoping this dries while we're still live here. You can see it's quite wet. But I'm hoping to cut this down and make a panel. If I don't make a panel out of it with y'all today, then we will do a follow-up. Also, this one is coming together nicely and drying, so this one's going to be ready soon. All right, so let's bring out these dies. I think that this color I chose before I started working with my mediums isn't really going to work here. I don't love that color combination, so what I'll probably do instead is just add I'm going to add these white pieces on top of it. So I'll use that purple behind it, and I'll add these white pieces on top. Oh, Denise, did you like is the wow for this? Is it for this? This was acrylic ink. So I was playing with Liquitex acrylic ink. And basically, I was wanting to play around with it the way and kind of mimic alcohol inks, but with a different medium. All right. So, yeah. I know one thing that Sabrina does, and I love it that she does this, but she likes to layer her die cuts instead of like using foam, which I think especially for pieces like this, that's the way to get dimension with them. So what I'm going to do is use that purple. I'm going to kind of use it as a shadow back here and layer up my piece that way. All right, I had set a timer and told myself 45 minutes, so let's see if I can get a couple of cards constructed here. with you guys out of all the mixed media pieces we've made. I think we can. Another die cut that I did prepare in advance were these pieces. So we could totally do a Christmas card out of this as well. It would be really unconventional with our color palette, obviously, but hey, that's all right. So maybe, you know, that's another option. All right, let's get a music card made. One of the things I wanted to do with this was bring in these drumsticks from the Nutcracker stamp set and kind of stamp them around. I think I want to stamp them on this piece. I'm really liking this piece. So stamp a few sticks around, add more pattern and texture. This panel's a little wet, so I know that's affecting my stamping a little bit. It's just something we deal with in mixed media, right? Okay. All right, I like that. And then we'll be able to add our instruments on top, across here. I know I have, ooh, we'll add a trumpet. I think the instruments, I'm gonna have to ink them up. I was gonna leave them white, but on this panel, because a few of my pieces are so dark, I think I'm gonna ink them up. I will use my black soot. We'll go black soot on these. And I think I'll leave it like kind of not exactly deep or smooth, but there's so much like it's so cool. Like these dies not only cut out the shape, but they impress so much detail. Like look at the frets and the strings on there. So that's one of the fun things about, you know, adding a little distressing to something like this, is it really makes all of these things pop. Okay, let's see what that looks like on our panel. I don't know. I felt a little ill-prepared today, but I'm glad that you think I prepared. I did die cut some stuff in advance, Debbie. I love these instruments. They are so cool. I think you can make some really like elegant birthday cards with these too. I've made Christmas cards with them already. I think you could combine them with the angel and make some really pretty cards too. The angel I'm talking about are these angels. You could combine the instruments with the angels, and I think it would be really, really neat. Okay. Let's see here. All of my pieces. Here's the one I'm looking for. My Scrappy Tails Dies and my Gemini Junior are like BFFs. They get along so well. And I just love it. One pass and I'm usually done. With the really detailed ones, sometimes I'll send it through a second time or I might add a shim. But for the most part, it's one pass and done. Okay, so I'm adding the shadow behind these. Okay. I like it. All right, let's get this done. I am going to offset because like a hint of the purple's not upsetting me with this color palette, but like just full on, that full on eggplant wasn't going to do it for me. So those two are glued. Let's glue this one. So guys, I went to the art gallery to check out the space and see, you know, what my setup was going to look like for the art and craft fair. I'm getting so excited. It's going to be fun. I went there though, and I was so amazed by the paintings, and so were the kids, and the gallery is super cool. So it's like 3 levels, it's 3 floors. And mixed in with the art gallery is like this really cool barber shop and like a coffee shop and so many neat things. I just know we're going to have a good time. And I can't wait to be there. So I'm making like artist sketchbooks. And of course, like my journals and stuff that I've been sharing on my channel. Yeah, I'm just really, really looking forward to it. Yes, my Gemini, I am like kicking myself, Kristen, that I waited so long to get one. Because I'm just that way, like, oh, everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. Well, I can't do that. And then I usually regret it. I'm like, well, no wonder everybody was jumping on the bandwagon because it's awesome. And after just using the Gemini Junior for a little while, I'm like, oh, why did I wait so long to make that happen? Okay, we need a background for this one. You know, I wanted to keep these clean and simple. And so I'm just trying to decide like how much I want to do. This time, let's do, a more narrow background here. So this paper that I'm using, I'm testing because I bought it off Blick to make the sketchbooks, and it's some of their like 80-pound white sketch paper that you can buy in sheets. And so I've been kind of putting it to the test so that if people are purchasing my sketchbooks and they use different mediums, I can be like, oh yeah, I tested ink on it. I tested watercolor, acrylic, gouache. So I've been putting them all through test. Let's see. Let's stick with 5x7, I think, again for this one. So you guys, if you didn't know, I just posted a reel about it on my Instagram, but Debbie J and I got together, and Erin Reed from Erin Reed Makes, and we had such a good time. We actually ended up having to meet at the park because I had tried to rent us a space on Peerspace and it didn't work out. And so it was like, well, I'm not giving up on us crafting together. And so she was such a champ. She came to the park and we crafted outside, and it was quite awesome. Quite awesome. The metal shim is the... Yeah. You know, I was really, one of the things I was concerned about with the machine was the warping, but I have really not had that much of a problem with it. You know, people gave me tips about turning my plates every time, and that's really helped. What is getting really warped for me is the magnetic piece, but I don't really mind it too much yet. Okay, I think I'm just gonna ink blend that to make it pop off a little bit. And now I want to kind of do some ink smushing behind it, and I want to incorporate some of these music notes, I think, that I had cut out from the cover plate. All right, This is a little warped. I'm not too concerned. I'm just going to use some foam tape and it'll all be okay. This is a little damp still, so that part might not have tape on it. Oh, wow, Gloria. Yeah, I want the big, I want the big Gemini now. I have the Gemini Junior, and after loving it so much, but I have some bigger dies, I wouldn't mind having the bigger one. Plus, I like to mass produce, so it's nice to put a bunch of dies on one plate, like an 8.5 by 11 at once, and run them through. But it's kind of like way down the priority list because I also have a platinum and I have a Sizzix, so I can't call it a need or anything at this point. Elizabeth, do you do 2 magic mats like at the same time? So you just use, how do you do that? What are you talking about? I don't have the magic mats for the Gemini Junior yet. I have them for my platinum and I have them for my Sizzix. And what I've noticed is that if I'm using detailed dies, the magic mats, I don't get as firm as a cut, and so I have to run it through more frequently. But like for just larger dies or less detailed dies, they seem to work really great. So there's our first one, you guys. And then let's put together this one. So they both have like a really similar look, I think. Lots of fun. I was letting this dry on the card base, so some of it got on the back, but I'm not worried about that at all. That's just part of the mess. So Debbie, you add a metal shim with the magic mats. Two magic mats, paper, dye, metal shim, and one clear plate. Oh, okay. I'm gonna pop this one up again. Let's see. I already put my foam tape away. Oh, having the die cut into the metal. Oh. That doesn't like damage the die or dull it out or anything? Huh, I would have never thought of that. I get nervous when I forget to turn my die upwards because it's just the opposite of what I've always done, and it cuts into the magnetic grid plate. That always makes me a little nervous. And I mean, I think all it's done is warped the magnetic sheet and it hasn't damaged my dies, but it's still just like, uh-oh, whoopsie. Okay, plenty of foam tape here. That's down. We're gonna finish 2 cards. My timer just went off for my 45 minutes. We almost made it. I should say I almost made it. All right. Okay. And these I am going to leave white. I don't need 2 of those. Let's do this combination. For the sake of time, I'm not going to double these up. I'm just going to go with 1 die cut directly down. Like so. So artsy. Ah, thanks, Debbie. It's fun. it's all mixed media, right? Mixed media is definitely a go-to favorite. I think we all enjoy it. Everyone that I know here. All right. So there is that. I want to put a little bit of foam tape up behind this base, this upright base. It's not so upright. There we go. Just want to give it a little additional support. Okay. So I definitely feel like these are clean and simple. At least it feels that way for me. I don't know about you guys. Someone else might disagree with that statement. But to me, they feel pretty clean and simple. They're lots of fun. They're definitely the mixed media. Before we go, let's just take a look back at this one again. It looks like we just have one area. It almost looks like an eyeball right there that's still wet. But I will definitely be playing with these inks some more, especially once I get this red one open. And see what I can make out of this. I really, really love the effect of it. Okay, so these are our 2 cards today, you guys. Here's what we made. Having lots of fun with dies. I think you could do the same thing or type of thing, you know, with the angels and do like a Christmas theme. And do a similar thing with angels, with anything, you know. We could have done it with these bells and that would have been really, really pretty as well. So yeah, just having this one panel of color, simple die cuts, little mixed media, and I think it makes for a fun card. Thank you for hanging out with me, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you like the projects we made. There will be more videos to come. I'm hoping to have one more out this week. And I just want to take a minute to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving if you're in the States. If you're in Canada, happy belated Thanksgiving. And if you don't really celebrate Thanksgiving, well, I'm just happy you watched the video and I'm thankful for you. So you guys, I'm gonna just add, I think, a few little musical notes here as I close this one out. I hope you guys have a blessed, very blessed and fun holiday. I'm so grateful for you guys and for this channel. And, you know, I started this channel for community, and meeting Debbie in the park and Aaron in the park, it was just so beautiful because, you know, the virtual community coming to life in person in 3D. It was just very, very exciting and fun. And just very rejuvenating in so many ways. So thank you guys. I'm so glad you're here. And I'm really thankful for you. And I hope you guys have a great holiday. I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, don't tear up, Debbie. Just smile and laugh. You have a beautiful laugh. All right. See you guys.